Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another stream on Let's Talk FPL Thursday night. We're only 2 days away from the deadline. I've made one of my 2 free transfers already. I'm now panicking because it's Rashford in. And although he didn't start for Man United, he is in the squad and on the subs bench. So let's see what happens there. Otherwise, how are we all doing? Are we ready? Everyone's got Vardy captain. Everyone's kind of probably trying to save a free transfers for next week. Then it might be a little going to be an interesting week. I'm really happy with my team, which is probably going to spell trouble. But we'll see what happens. I think it's good to feel good about your team. Fingers crossed it works out. There are 3 polls. Not one of them is related to Labour or Conservatives. Not going to talk about politics in this stream. We've already seen it a bit in the chat. There's plenty of that on Twitter and on the news and all that kind of stuff. So nothing to talk about there. But yeah, if you are obviously enjoying the stream, make sure to give it a like. And if you want to vote on the polls, there's 3 tonight. Your Gameweek17 captain. This week only De Bruyne or Son. I think a few people looking at that. And is triple Spurs viable? Chris Russin, your tweet about Magnus. Thanks very much, by the way, Chris. Your tweet about Magnus Carlsen overthinking the game. Will you adopt some of his philosophy into your game? That is basically why I've got Rashford in, or one of the reasons. So I just thought I really want him. I'll talk about it in a sec. But yes, basically. Kind of, anyway. Did I see you in Massimo's? No, I don't think... I've not been in Massimo's for a long time. Anyway, before I get too sidetracked, the stream is sponsored once again by OneFootball. I've loved working with these guys. The guy that I've been in touch with from OneFootball has been a legend. And they decided to extend this even further, which is great for the channel. It's really going to help me out to improve things around here. So if you've not already tried it, it's completely free. Link in the description below. Great football app, as everyone in the chat will tell you who's already downloaded it. iOS, Android devices, tablets, phones, whatever. Click the link in the description below or just search OneFootball on the app. You can see it on the screen now. Loads of team news, football news in general, lineups, and live scores, which is my favourite thing on the weekend. Hoping for loads from Pulisic this weekend. Come on, my man. So yeah, if you haven't tried it, OneFootball, iOS, Android stores, or click the link in the description below. That really helps as well. Okay. This is my team. I think it's looking pretty good. So I've made my transfer, Jimenez to Rashford, right? I had 2 free transfers. I'm a bit stuck on exactly what I need to do. I've been trying to get my head around Game Week 18. How many Liverpool players am I going to want to keep or not? Do I want to keep De Bruyne? What if Pulisic does something? But I've watched Rashford in the last couple of games. He's looked so good against Spurs and Man City. I had to get him in. Now, I know there's obviously that chance that teams sit back a bit. Man United struggle to break them down. But he's on penalties. He's in great form. They're not doing great tonight so far, but that's not the first 11. Everton at home, Watford away is nearly... It's debatable whether it's as good as Spurs at home, Norwich away, which is what Jimenez has got. But then Rashford has Newcastle at home, Burnley away. Jimenez plays Man City and Liverpool, so a bit tougher. So that's one of the reasons I got rid of him. Jimenez, it's not the same as last year. He's not as cheap as he was. So at some point I might bring him back. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I just wanted Rashford. He's just looked so good recently. And I thought, I can sit here and think of every single reason about why I shouldn't do it. I'm just going to do it. So I did it last night because he looked like he was rising in price. He didn't rise in price, so that then made me panic about the lineup. But yeah, he's in. I think I'm going to save the other free transfer. The only thing that would make me move early is if one of, because Liverpool game is at 12:30 on Saturday. It's the first game. We're almost certainly, we're probably at least going to get some early team news. So if one of Trent or Mane was missing, then I'd probably make a change there. Next question is going to be who for. It'll be Spurs players for sure. I really want Spurs players. The fact they're going up in price before Wolves away and Chelsea at home is a bit frustrating. But I think I'm going to want them anyway at some point soon, so I'll just make the transfer early this week. Tomori is a problem. So for Game Week 18, I'm currently looking at Trent... Oh, excuse me. I'm only drinking water. Trent out for Aurier. I know they're playing Chelsea at home, but Trent out for Aurier. Pulisic out for... I think I can afford Son or Ali. And then if I want triple Spurs, De Bruyne out for the other one. So I think I'm going to just go in for it. Because I've been looking at captaincy over the next few weeks. And it's going to get interesting. Let me... how can I show you? Let me see here. Before we start talking about this week. Get Son. Yeah, no, I want Son. And there's a reason. I think he's going to be my captain for the next few weeks. I'm still toying with the idea of swapping Vardy to Mane. Look, I know what people are going to say. You're never going to do that. And you're probably right. But I just feel like Mane and Salah this week is a way to make up points potentially. Especially when I'm down like a 567k. I don't want to panic just yet. But it is getting... You know, it's not getting squeaky bum time yet. There's plenty of the season to go. But I want to be getting up those ranks sooner rather than later. I've just gone nowhere in recent weeks. So let's look at the fixtures, right? So let's see if this does it. So this week, okay, fair enough. It's Liverpool or it's Vardy. I don't think there's many. You know, you could go Man City against Arsenal. You could go Chelsea against Bournemouth, but you know the fixtures are pointing towards Liverpool, Watford. But then next week, game week 18, obviously Liverpool blank. Leicester play Man City away. Now, Man City, to be fair, not keeping too many clean sheets recently. But I'm not going to captain Vardy that week. I want to captain someone different. I feel like if there's a fixture where Vardy's going to be kept quiet, maybe not completely blank, but it's surely Man City away. So I'm going to not captain him. I need to do something different. So it's either Rashford versus Watford, which is a tempter, or I'm going to get Son in and captain him versus Chelsea. Now, I know that's a top 6 fixture, and I wouldn't usually do that, but that could be quite an open game. And defensively, Chelsea probably aren't what they once were either. The City, I'm not expecting City to keep a clean sheet necessarily. I just think if I'm trying to find ways to make kind of, I guess, calculated risks where I can maybe make up some points. So will Vardy get points against Man City? Probably. Is he going to get double figure hauls? Kind of 12 plus? I don't know. Look, he'll probably score. I wouldn't, you know, if you gave me some money, I wouldn't put it on on Vardy not scoring. But I would take my chances to go somewhere else. That's what I'm going to try anyway. So Rashford against Watford or Son against Chelsea. And then the week after, so I've been looking at this quite a bit. Again, Leicester play Liverpool. So again, can Vardy score against Liverpool? Absolutely he can. But I'm going to take my chances that they'll keep his points down a little bit. So again, Son versus Brighton is probably where I'm looking. So that's what I think I'm going to captain. I'm going to captain Son or Rashford in game week 18. And then Son in game week 19. And then even looking further ahead, game week 28. And obviously we've got to take rotation and stuff into account. So then, yeah, Liverpool versus Wolves could be a goer. Leicester play West Ham away. Maybe that's a game back for Vardy. But I don't know. I mean, Leicester have had such nice fixtures. You know, at some point this run is going to come to an end. Maybe it's not the time to bet against it. But yeah. The way to make gains is not by panicking and doing the same sensible move you do if your rank was much better. Yeah, but I don't think that is a panic. Like, you know me, I don't tend to captain players against top 6 teams. So Vardy against Liverpool, Man City, I wouldn't usually do that anyway, even in this form he's in. I think that's a calculated risk. I don't think that's a panic move. You know, Son has been in great form. Since I sold him in game week 10, he's only failed to get an attacking return once. So, it's not been a major problem. Ashley Young has scored. Time to get him in. I've been looking at defenders for the next few weeks. I'm a bit gutted that I sold Maguire. Man United have got some okay fixtures from a defensive point of view, and they've got to get some clean sheets at some point, surely. Turn the music up a bit. Going against the grain. Yeah, but I don't think... You know, if Vardy was playing Norwich at home, like let's say it's this week and Son has Chelsea at home, then yeah, I would say that's going against the grain for the sake of it. I would absolutely captain Vardy every time. But Vardy against Liverpool, Man City, I feel like I just take my chances. We'll see. We will see. To be honest, I don't think captaining like Son against Brighton when Vardy has Liverpool is that kind of out there, to be honest. Bringing Maguire, trust me, I've looked at it. I have looked at it. Yeah, Rashford versus Watford. Obviously, there is that worry about how Man United will play against teams that are going to sit back, but it would be really nice if Pogba was back, but who knows when that will be. And then it's just a choice of whether I keep De Bruyne or not. The thing with Man City is they've actually got some pretty nice fixtures coming up. They're good enough anyway. Not going to make a wildcard team. I did not curse John Bloody Lundstrom. Is Salah to Mane viable? I don't know. I mean, it's a 1 week transfer, right? There's every chance that both of them play. So I don't know why you would do it. Salah's looked better recently, or at least in the last couple of games. So yeah, I wouldn't do that because then they're going to blank. So you're basically making that move for 1 week, and Salah could be just as good as Mane this week. I guess my thing is that while Vardy is scoring and City remain leaky, people will continue to... Yeah, exactly. That's my whole point. They will continue to stick the armband on him, and he probably will score. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that Vardy is not going to score. And I completely agree. Everyone will continue to put the captaincy on Vardy. So that feels like an okay time to try and be a bit different. Because I wouldn't expect Leicester to smash Man City or anything. Not that, and I say that quite a bit. Obviously, you don't have to smash a team to get good points. You know, you win even if you win 1-0, Vardy gets the goal, 3 points, 3 bonus points. Sorry, that's 9 points, decent. Or even if it's 2-0, he gets a goal and assist, maybe 3 bonus. Then we're straight up to kind of whatever it is, 10, 11, 12 points. So yeah, I'm not saying he cannot get points or won't get points. I just feel like maybe against Man City and Liverpool, and I'm going to do it. I feel like I talk myself out of this stuff too much. So at least I think I'm going to do it. We'll see what happens next week. We'll see what happens. Jota has scored. Look, Jota, it was around... In fact, I'm going to check now because I don't want to... I should have double checked this already. 2-0 United, lovely. Hopefully Rashford... Because Man United only need to not lose to top the group, I think. They have to basically avoid defeat. So hopefully... I don't know if Rashford's on. Hopefully he's not. Because he'll probably stay off then. Which is handy. And then I hope he rises in price. Because I would have been priced out if I didn't do that. Do you torture yourself like this when the camera is off? No. Don't think so anyway. Man City are there for the taking. Look, maybe you're right. Like, you've got your opinion, and I think you're right. I think Leicester will score. For sure. I'm not expecting a Man City clean sheet. But like I say, I'm just hoping to get a bit of a differential somewhere else. We'll see. I think I'd probably actually rather captain Son against Chelsea at home than Rashford against Watford away. But we'll see about that. Okay, I'm looking up Diogo Jota from last year. Because I think it was around this time he started playing centre forward and smashing it. No, not quite. Oh, no, it was, yeah. So on the 5th of December last year, he played Chelsea centre forward and scored. He scored the next game against Newcastle, assist against Bournemouth. Then he got a hamstring injury, if you remember. So he was actually injured over Christmas. And then he basically not smashed it to the end of the season, but did very well to the end of the season. Got 7 goals after Christmas. And then 4 assists as well. So could be a decent time to get in. And he's cheaper. That's actually one of the things with Jimenez. Because they've got that Man City-Liverpool game, I'm not too bothered about having him. If I wanted them back after that, I could maybe go for Jota. It could be an Ings to Jota move. I'm not from Galway, but I live there, yeah. Pope out. So I think Pope's got Newcastle at home, Bournemouth away. I'm probably going to convince myself to keep Pope for the whole... Well, not for the whole season, but until wildcard. I mean, Guaita's a good option, I think, but he's 5.1. And I don't exactly have money to burn. If you do have the money, then that's decent. But yeah, Newcastle at home, Bournemouth away. I think you can keep him for that, and then decide from there. He's not really a priority for me. Salah triple captain. I saw that. That is interesting. Could be worse fixtures to use it on, to be honest. If I still have my wild card, when would I play it? I mean, that's tricky to answer because I've not really been looking into it at all because I don't have it. Probably next week, I suppose, when the blank happens. Maybe go... No, you don't want to go without Liverpool players, would you? I don't know, really. I suppose it depends how your team is looking. I've not really given it too much thought. And it is so circumstantial, like, how your team is looking. Like, let's say I had this team, for example. Would I wildcard it this week? No, because I'm super happy with my first 11. But I might do it next week or the week after. You got to use it by Gameweek 20. What do I think about Jimenez out and Abraham in? I think it's a pretty... The thing with Jimenez out is he does have two okay... I mean, Spurs at home is good enough. And then Norwich away. So there's no real massive need to get rid of Jimenez for the next 2 weeks, I don't think. But Abraham does have Bournemouth. And that is pretty enticing. And I nearly went for him ahead of Rashford. I just wanted Rashford. So, again, if you've got 2 free transfers or whatever, that's not the worst move, I don't think. I think Chelsea in general have just been looking so good for scoring goals all season, pretty much. And Abraham's kind of front and centre for that. Are you planning to go about Tammy and without Chelsea assets in the future? It could be risky. So this is just like going without Man City players, right? You've got like I've got Rashford instead of Tammy Abraham. We can sit here and debate, which is the better option. But if I go for Abraham, then I've not got a Man United player that's in super good. That sounds awful. Who's in great form? Just like I've got Pulisic, who's blanked for 4 games. If I get rid of it, like, is Pulisic a hold? Do I hold Pulisic just to have Chelsea cover? Maybe there's better options in Ali and Son. Again, a bit more expensive though. 3-0 United, bam, bam, bam. I mean, if you've got Tammy, there's no reason to get rid of him this week. Like, 0 reason. What am I doing with Liverpool next week? I mean, to be honest, to be completely honest, I've kind of set myself up not to have to sell Trent, but that is in the back of my mind. Probably for Aurier. I just think if there's one player with the fixtures coming up for Spurs that could not match Trent maybe, but do well in an attacking sense, and maybe if Mourinho can get them getting some clean sheets, then Aurier could smash it. And he looks pretty nailed on, and it's not often, in recent years at least, that you could get a fullback from Spurs that's nailed on, especially for 5 million. So I'm kind of looking at him. That would fund Pulisic to Ali. But realistically, if I want Son, I have to get rid of De Bruyne. So we're going to see. Mane I'm probably going to keep, I think. Jota, there we go. He is the man. Scored again. 2 goals tonight. Maybe time to bring him back at some point. "4-0 Man United." Absolutely smashing it. And without Rashford still. Jota for Ings. Not yet. I like Jota because he plays in Game Week 18 against Norwich, but I think I would wait until after the City-Liverpool game. And then decide. Greenwood 2, lovely. De Bruyne do well. I think De Bruyne versus Arsenal is definite keep. For the most part. There's not many scenarios where I think it's worth getting rid of De Bruyne for Arsenal. You like Son a lot. Yeah, I mean, if I look back at... I mean, I've made quite a few mistakes this season. Like, bringing Son in... Like, if Son hadn't blanked in that game I bought him in for, would I have sold him straight away? Maybe not. And then I was panicked about not having De Bruyne. So I didn't really want to make the Son move in the end. And then I didn't really want to not reverse it. But I sold him in game week 9 or 10, I think. Yeah, so he played that Brighton game and blanked. And I sold him. And Watford, sorry, he played 45 minutes. So didn't really miss him there. But ever since then, he's just got attack and returns all over the shop. I mean, Arsenal are pretty awful, yeah. They were also pretty awful for a long time against West Ham. Thoughts on new Liverpool signing Minamino? I mean, 1, great name. 2, I'm not even going to sit here and pretend I know anything about him. Today is the first time I've ever heard of him. So I'm not going to pretend I know that he's a wonder kid. He's going to be great. I wish Man United had bought him. I've never heard of him until today. Could be overkill. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they do have... I mean, Wolves away, Chelsea at home is not great. But I hope that Chelsea game might be a bit open. Then it's Brighton, Norwich, Southampton. So, pretty decent. Then Liverpool, but again, at least that's at home. A bit like Vardy, I wouldn't expect huge points, but they might get something. Then Watford away, Norwich at home. So, I really like their fixtures kind of up until the end of January. Alright, let's stop with the politics now. It's getting a bit boring, to be honest. Trent won't start because he's on 4 yellows. Klopp won't risk it. I mean, potentially, yeah. Might save him for the Leicester game. If that happens, I'm getting Aurier straight away. If Trent doesn't play, I'm actually away on Saturday, but I'm going to make sure I'm near a phone at 11:30. The one thing I read about that Minamino was that he's more of a direct Firmino replacement than maybe Origi is. But again, I'm just reading stuff. I don't know. Is Greenwood playing himself into a start of the weekend? No. Solskjaer will just revert to the normal first 11. Rashford will be in. Martial up front. Dendoncker, come on. Why couldn't he do that last week when I got him off the bench for Mane? Would I triple captain Vardy? I wouldn't. Doesn't mean you would. You shouldn't. Sorry. I'm just going to save it for a double game week. I mean, I figure if I save it for a double game week for the next 10 years, at least in one season I will nail it. Yeah, FPL Rockstar, I'll definitely be following him on Twitter. If I get early team news and Mane is playing, will I captain him? To be honest, Mane is not my captain because I'm afraid he won't start. I just think Vardy's on fire right now. That's not why I haven't captained Mane, to be honest. I think Mane and Salah will both play, but can't say that for sure, of course, because I'm not Klopp. Noise Freak, thanks very much. What do I think about Martial as a differential to Rashford? I don't think it's a bad shout. Again, obviously, if Rashford's got the fixtures, Martial does too. Excuse me, and he's cheaper. And I think if if you want to take out a midfielder, then obviously it's easier to straight swap him than to get to Rashford, and you save a lot of money. So I don't think it's the worst idea. Obviously, we know he's got a bit of an injury record, so that's the only kind of annoyance, I suppose. 4-0 to Wolves, damn. 4 game weeks for players before the card limit is extended. Yeah, I mean, look, I suppose given the way the fixtures fall, like benching Trent for Watford to make sure he can play against Leicester, who's basically their rivals at the moment, might not be the worst shout. Has Jota scored a hat-trick? Oof. Damn. That is crazy. Would Kelly have a place in your top 11 in the team this weekend? If yes, who goes to the bench? I don't think I would play Kelly ahead of any of the players I've got, to be honest. Everyone says that every time I type. You got Vardy at 8.9, very nice. Yeah, I think it is decent that it's very handy, to be honest, that Liverpool is the first game. Is it worth selling De Bruyne for a -4 hit to get Tammy? I'm not sure it is, to be honest. It depends what your other transfers are, but I think over the last 4 game weeks, De Bruyne has only had like 2 shots in the box less than Ali and Son, and he's created a hell of a lot more chances, and he's looked decent. I think Man City in general there's been a problem, but I don't know. I'd want to keep him for Arsenal. If you're really set on getting Abraham, go for him. Wouldn't I play Kelly ahead of Soyuncu? Nope. Don't think so. If Trent gets a yellow, his ban will be served over the cup game in Gameweek 18. Wait, what? That doesn't sound like that's correct at all. Because the cup game has nothing to do with domestic stuff. Or am I missing something? Oh, they got the League Cup game as well, haven't they? Is that right though? I feel like that's not right. Your catchphrase is, to be honest. Does that mean you're being dishonest? Nah, it's just like... It's like an... It's like... Yeah, but they're having to play twice, aren't they? They're having to play 2 different squads. Isn't that right? So he'll probably play then if that is the case. It's like I guess it's like a nervous take. You kind of... Everyone has stuff they say over and over again when they do stuff like this, I would say. It's not a nervous thing, but... I once had a job interview. Okay, Trent needs 2 yellow cards to miss the Carabao Cup. If he gets a single yellow, he misses Leicester. Okay. You could use to be fair instead. I had a job interview once, which I absolutely smashed. And it was for like a bank. Ugh, I'm glad I didn't get it. Or a building society. And I got called back the same day because I'd absolutely smashed it, and they wanted me to have another interview with, like, I don't know, the boss of the person that I had the first interview with. And I got rejected, and then I basically emailed them a few weeks later because I still saw their advertising say, look, I really want this. I thought I did okay. Can we go again? And they said, yeah. And I got in, and the first person that I interviewed with said, you kept saying, I guess. You'd start off a sentence with, I guess, and because it sounded like you didn't really mean it or whatever. She was like, so just don't say that when you meet the area manager or whatever it is again. So he comes in, and I could not stop saying, I guess. And I could hear myself saying it, thinking, I've got to stop saying that. And yeah, so that's kind of like, to be honest. Anyway, that was a very boring story. Hope you enjoyed it. What are my plans for Gameweek 18 on Liverpool? Chris, thanks very much. Probably keep Mane, sell Trent. Job done. My cup opponent's team. I can show you that if people are interested. I mean, I don't really care about the cup personally. A lot of chat about it. This is the team from last week. I mean, do you know what? I hope I do lose to this team. I hope I go out of the cup. Look at this. Let me show you. Look what this legend has done. Double Man United defence. I hope they keep a clean sheet. 3 bonus for Wan-Bissaka, a goal for Maguire. Job done. Job done. Chris, I did miss the super chat. I'm probably going to sell Trent, keep Mane. So that's his team. Not made a transfer since like game week 13 or 15. And not made a transfer before that since before game week 5 or something. RASHFORD captain as well. What a legend. I hope I go out. Do a Galway accent. I don't know what a Galway accent is. I can't do that. I'm never going to win now. 3 triple Man United. Yeah, the cup is... I just don't care. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a better way for them to do it, but it's just not engaging at all. I don't think. You play someone you don't know, who hasn't played the game for ages. Like, and it's just a bit boring. Who are you going to bring in for Trent? Probably Aurier, maybe Maguire. Who knows? Yeah, if you haven't already voted, make sure you vote on the polls, like the stream, all that jazz. I'm just going to shout out to our Patreon supporters as well. If you want to check this out, link is in the description below. Any sign-ups and stuff, I'll send out the Slack invite straight away, and the new league code will go out for January. All the producers are on screen, so thanks very much for everyone that signed up for that tier and everyone that's supporting in general. But if you want to support the channel even further, you can find out all the info in the link in the description below. What about Jota? What about Jota? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be doing anything too rash. But 11-minute hat-trick is pretty decent. I know, Maguire for Watford. Oh, I should have just kept him. Who's in my FPL template team as of now? Vardy. Probably Vardy. I mean, I quite like my team, to be honest. Right now, I suppose you'd probably put if I had my team, right, and I guess money, not money unlimited, but probably swap Ings for Abraham. Although you cannot knock what Ings has been doing. Pulisic for Son. And then defenders, I mean, that's pretty template what I've got right now. I think Aurier at some point, but maybe not over the next two. Yeah, Maddison has been absolutely smashing it, to be honest. Would you do a sideways move of Jimenez to Jota this game week to make funds for Connolly to Rashford next game week? I mean, Jota and Rashford does sound much better than Jimenez and Connolly, yes. If you're absolutely sure that's the move you want to make. I think Aurier for Tomori could be decent. I mean, don't overlook the obvious like Kelly move for Crystal Palace. 4.3 million. Nice fixture this week. Obviously, probably not going to be as attacking as Aurier, but does save a chunk of change. Aubameyang is doing well. I think he might get rid of Diop. At some point this season, I will get rid of Diop. And Tomori, probably. 2 to play of Soyuncu, Lundstrom, or Aurier. Yeah, Aurier is one of those frustrating play. Honestly, if Aurier was 6 million, you probably would just play him. Because he's 5 million, it makes you think you can bench him. And it is Wolves away. So you probably can, especially with Jota being the most essential player in FPL right now. So I'd probably go Soyuncu and Lundstrom, but wouldn't be surprised if Aurier was on my bench with 10 points or something. Where are the Sheffield United clean sheets? They're gone. They ain't ever coming back. Time to get rid of all our Sheffield United players. But in all seriousness, maybe they're just being found out a bit. But, you know, maybe the Premier League's getting to them a bit. I don't know. I mean, Chris Wilder's pretty decent when it comes to kind of tactics, strategy or whatever. But just recently it hasn't happened. I mean, I suppose it's to be expected, right? Newly promoted team, probably not going to just not walk the Premier League, but with clean sheets and stuff, just absolutely nail it for a whole season. He's a walking red card. Yeah, he's a little bit of a worry, I would say. But he's also one of those... The thing with him is, he is a bit of a liability, and you might not want to watch him play all the time, but he is someone that can absolutely smash it and get a big haul. I do have concerns over Pope, but not enough to sell him this week. How do I feel about my bench over Christmas? It's not ideal, and to be completely honest, if Pulisic smashes it this week, I might be tempted to keep him 2 more weeks. That will change my strategy. I'll probably then do De Bruyne to Son, and then maybe Tomori or Diop to whoever it might be. Although I don't have actually that much money, so it probably will be Kelly. Because if I get rid of Trent, that's great. I can get Aurier in. And Son and Ali for De Bruyne and Pulisic for a hit. But that still leaves me with Tomori and Diop. So maybe I need them next week. But Aurier, Lundstrom, Soyuncu, it's not the end of the world playing them this week. I feel like I deserve points from Pulisic. There's no way he's fought... There's no way he's as bad as 4 blanks in a row. To which game week do we need a strong bench? I mean, it's always nice to have a strong bench, but it depends what you mean by strong. I think people will take that 2 different ways. Like, I've seen so many people with like an 8th big attacker. Like, I saw a team. Not there's anything wrong with it if you've got the money, but I saw a team with it was FP. I think he's got FPL in his name, FPL Jossie, and he's basically got the same front 7 as me. Apart from instead of Dendonka, he's got Dele Alli, which is insane. Because it's not like his defense is like super cheap either. Obviously, you know, paying 5 million for Lundstrom instead of 4 million, it doesn't help. But it's just insane what some people have got. I'm quite glad all the videos are done for this week, because having to answer whether Jimenez is essential for the next week. Sorry, not Jimenez, Jota. Jimenez or Abraham? I'm saying Abraham for the next couple. We're triple captaining? Nah. Not yellows all season for Aurier. Yeah, fair enough. All out attack was rubbish. Just benching Liverpool players. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Thoughts about 5 midfielders? I've thought about it, switching back before I got Rashford in. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, I like Maddison. I'll keep him. Longer term, obviously, Mane's good. Son, Ali, plus another one. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Do I think Jimenez can match Rashford returns? I would say I would not be surprised over the next 2 game weeks if Jimenez does match him. But I'm hoping he won't. If I have balls, Captain Rashford. No balls here. If I had a stronger bench, would you keep Trent on the bench through the blank? I mean, it depends on my team, right? I mean, again, I'm not blessed with the kind of team value that I would like. Like, if I could keep Trent on the bench and still have Son or Ali, don't have to have both, then I'd probably be okay with that. Can we read anything into your political leaning from the colour of your team shirts? I don't know. Should I get rid of Harvey Barnes? Harvey Barnes is always, like, I love the guy, but he's always going to be one of those players that comes off early and is prone for rotation. Not loads of rotation, but him and Perez have basically always got all Brighton and Gray to worry about. So they're always going to come off early, and there's potential for rotation, as we've already seen. How many points did I get last week? It is on the screen. Same as my game week rank, same as my overall points, overall rank, all that good stuff. What's my thoughts on Ings? You can't follow me very much if you want to know my thoughts on Ings. The guy is a legend. Absolute legend. Willems is on 60 points. Who the hell is Willems? Do I watch any other sport? Sometimes. Depends. I like jumping on a good bandwagon for sport. I don't watch sport religiously like I watch football. I think if you own Lundstrom, which you all do, you've got to play him this week, surely. Ings has got to be an injury concern soon. Why though? Maybe he's turned a new leaf. Maybe it could happen, but I mean, I've got him, so I don't need to worry about that. I think it's one of those things that anyone that owns Ings is probably not worried about injuries, right? Could I explain what double game weeks are? So basically, when a team misses out a game, for whatever reason, it could be the weather, maybe a game gets called off, or like Liverpool playing in, I can't even remember the cup they're playing in. I keep forgetting the name, but Liverpool basically are not playing their fixture in game week 18, so that fixture will be rearranged for another game week. Basically, they never add in new game weeks. They just put postponed matches into other game weeks. So at some point, Liverpool will play 2 fixtures in a single game week. Can we go without City for the next 3 to 4 weeks? I think plenty of people are doing all right without City. Aston Villa top for shots conceded. The Club World Cup. There you go. I keep forgetting. I got it wrong last time, so don't want to get it wrong again. Snow is forecast for Saturday. There you go. All games called off. Rashford definitely a potential captain for Game Week 18. Game Week 18, I'm telling you, the captaincy is going to be interesting. Like, Vardy is the sensible, boring, safe pick, whatever you want to call it, but there's other options, I reckon. Am I sad for some reason? I don't think so. Do I look sad? Do I have a favourite key stat for making selections? No, but I tend to like for goal threat, I look at stuff like shots in the box quite a lot, and same for defenses. Shots in the box conceded, sometimes expected goals conceded and stuff like that. Not sure what to do with Pulisic. I think unless you've got a massive luxury, like Pulisic versus Bournemouth at home, that feels like a match you could get punished for. Oh god, I said it, punished for taking them out, but still got pretty good underlying stats. Look good in the Champions League. Bournemouth at home is decent. They got a lot of injuries at the back. There's not many transfers I think would be better than just keeping him. Jake, thanks very much. Soyuncu or Lundstrom, you've got double Liverpool defence. That's a tough one because Soyuncu has shown some attacking threat recently, and he's probably got the better chance of a clean sheet as well. That's a tough one. I don't see Sheffield United necessarily keeping a clean sheet in that game. I'd probably say Soyuncu, but benching Lundstrom's is hard, to be honest. Cheers, Chris. He does seem sad. I don't know what I'm doing differently this time to usual. Maybe it's because I got my haircut, you know. Shouldn't be a problem playing football on the snow. When I was in primary school, we had a game of football. Probably told this story before, and it had been it was snowing. The pitch was white, and it was still snowing while we were playing. And I can't remember what school we were playing, but we smashed them like so much that the ball was never in our half. Like they were awful. And we were young, like 11 years or younger, and I was in defence. And the ball never came to me the whole time. Now we didn't play the whole game; it got called off in the end. But I got home and I was blue. I had to walk home as well. I was just blue. I had to just sit by the radiator and drink some hot lemon water, I think. Anyway, there you go. There's two really boring stories for you. Cheers, Boone. I'm still trying. There's a lot more to go, but we will get there. Oh, I haven't done my updates today, actually. I did a workout this morning as well. Do that later. Bournemouth will probably win 4-0. Yeah, I got a feeling. Well, something like that could happen, but we'll see. Am I live now? I think so. Tell me one thing that FPL can teach you about life. I don't know. Patience is I don't know about teach you about life, to be honest. Everyone's asking me about did I vote, who did I vote for? How's the new job affecting your decisions on FPL? Don't think it has been too much recently, to be honest, but we'll see. I think you're secretly bummed out about not working the building site. At the time I probably was, because it would have been a better job than what I was at, but not anymore. Jesus Christ. What do I expect the score of Man United Everton? I mean, I've got to be honest, because of the way Everton played against Chelsea, they looked much better. Did make me a bit more worried about bringing Rashford in, so I'm not sure. I'm hoping Everton might go for it. You've watched me from day one. You put too many emotions in this. I don't know what you mean. Everyone seems down on me today. I don't know what I'm doing differently. Does FPL stress me out? Not really, to be honest. Yeah, it was good to be back on the Scoutcast. Maybe I'll be back on at some point. Don't know when though. It's not going to be. It's not going to be every single week. That's for sure. Same kind of deal as before. You let your love for United sway you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about this. Like, I don't. Like, everyone says, you know, FPL should be about fun and stuff. You should get players you want. Like, if I want Man United players, I'm just going to get them. If it means the rank suffers, so be it. Like, People are making a big fuss about the Man United players I've had this year. I've literally had Maguire for 4 weeks and sold him, and that's it. I had Greenwood, who sat on the bench, and I've just brought Rashford in, who's in great form. So I don't think Man United have really swayed my decisions much. I mean, a bunch of times I've said Man United haven't really been getting smashed this year. Probably not a good time to play players against them or captain them, and that's come true. I think people with Man United are seeing the results, not necessarily winning, so they think it's a good fixture, but they're not really conceding too many goals, apart from Sheffield United, of course. Will Diop stay on my team? Look, I want rid of Diop and Tomori as much as you guys. It's just, I'm just waiting for the right time, basically. No, I never had Martial. I mean, I probably would have got him. You wait till Maguire scores over Christmas, and you know how many tweets I will get? Annoying. De Bruyne should be out by now. Spurs boys should be in. Yeah, fair enough. I think De Bruyne is a good option this week, though. Am I sticking to triple up on Leicester now? I think so, yeah. I mean, Vardy stays regardless, right? I think he's just too good to let go. And then Soyuncu I got on the cheap. So once the next two fixtures are out the way. And then Madison I could take or leave. But he's been doing so good recently, I just don't know if I can get rid of him. Am I satisfied? I'm not satisfied with my rank. No, not right now. What is your overall points at this stage last year? I'm not sure. I always say that I should track that, and then I don't. Holding Pulisic for this week, and then reassessing. I'm probably getting rid. Good bench boost score. I'd say, 18 to 20 plus is good. Essentially, if you use your bench boost in a double game week and all 4 of your bench players play, then you've got 16 points. Barring yellow cards and stuff. So you'd want more than that. What's a good FPL season? Top 10k, top 5, top 1. I mean, I used to be big on top 10k. That was kind of always drummed into me on Fantasy Football Scout. There was a lot less players back then. Now it's much harder to get top 10k. So I don't know what the new kind of good rank is. I still want a top 10k, another top 10k finish. I should have had one last year. That's my own fault for bottling the captain in Gameweek 38. Oh god, we're getting it on FPL questions too early. Alright, if you've not already voted on the polls, do it now and we'll go through them. While you're doing that, make sure to like the stream. Be much appreciated. You hope Lundstrom becomes unbroken this week. I know, and if he does, let's see he scores, gets bonus points and a clean sheet. I want to see tweets that I fixed him. Top 1% is a good rank. Yeah, that's like 70k, isn't it? I'd want higher than that, to be honest. The storm was great. I found it funny because, I mean, it wasn't like previous storms, but it was pretty bad. You could hear the rain and the wind through the mic. And then someone commented like, I'm Irish, I'm from Ireland. That wasn't much of a storm. So, I mean, I can literally see out my window. VAR has not been kind to Lundstrom. It's coming. The points are coming. I didn't break Pulisic either. He'd already blanked twice before I got him in. My camera's lagging again. So annoying. New computer. It's coming. It's coming. Alright, let's do the polls. There's only 3. Is there more FPL players this year than ever? Yeah, it keeps growing and growing and growing, to be honest. Have I become a better FPL manager since starting YouTube? No. I've got my best rank since doing YouTube. Whether that's a coincidence or not, I don't know. I've said this quite a few times. Like, in my early years of playing, I was much more... I took way more hits, I took way more chances and stuff, probably. And I was just outside the top 10k a good few times. Like, I beat my mini league by like 100 points with like 4 or 5 plus weeks to go. And I would just take hits for the fun of it. Or I wouldn't do that now. So, a different kind of manager, I guess. more boring, a lot of people would say. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. All right. Your Gameweek 17 captain, 80% on Vardy, 16% on Mane or Salah. So they're obviously the two biggest ones this week. Vardy massively ahead, though. I'm not even going to talk about the rest of the teams. This week only, De Bruyne or Son, 50-50. There you go. 50-50 Son and De Bruyne. And is Spurs triple up viable? Nope, not at the moment. 42% say just not at all. 42% also say maybe after the Wolves-Chelsea game. That's when the really good fixtures start. I mean, you could count Chelsea at home as a good fixture. 15% saying yes right now. Get on triple Spurs. Did I get that job in the end? The building site one? No, I did not. I literally got told, you kept saying I guess, and then kept saying I guess. How come I have 0 Spurs players? Because I'm an idiot. Basically. What's my number one rule for FPL? I don't know if I have a number one rule that I have to stick to be honest. Do not make last minute changes. Yeah, I mean that should be one, to be honest, although I still do it. Last week was difficult between Vardy and Mane, to be honest. I still the thing is, if I don't captain Vardy this week, I might not captain him for like another 2 or 3 weeks. That could be bad. Where am I ranked? All my where am I ranked points for last week and stuff is all on the screen. Like right at the top, right. I can't see my hand because the green screen blocks it. Don't captain Dunk or Duffy. Yeah, they're pretty good. Pretty good rules. Maguire did get a clean sheet. He's going to get one against Watford. He's going to get one against Everton too. They're coming. The clean sheets are coming. It's not easy just to get Mark on. Like, if it was, we'd definitely do it. Is it too risky to bench Lundstram? Not if you've got better options. Alright, I think we're going to leave the FPL stuff there. We can do a few minutes of whatever if you want. But I think I will leave the FPL stuff there. I think we've done loads of questions. Most of the popular ones that we're going to get to today. Pipe on for a 9-pointer. Fingers crossed, yeah. So thanks everyone for watching. If you haven't already, check out the links in the description below for OneFootball. Go and download that. It's completely free. Give it a go. See what you think. Go and check out Patreon as well. Link is in the description below. Like the stream. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Leave a comment. All of that good stuff. And we'll just chat whatever. How's the deadlifts going? They're not going bad. I was doing reps. I was doing like 90, 95 kg, 100 kg, like 8 reps a time. But now I've gone to like shorter sessions, but more often in the week. So I'm doing like 4 sessions a week now instead of 3. So I've gone back down to like 5 or 6 reps. So I think the last one was like 110 kg or something with the trap bar. Just building up slowly because I don't want to. Because I was doing well, and then I stopped, and then I went back and tried to go as high as I was before, and I kind of injure myself almost. So I've been starting slow and building up. So back up not well over, but over 100. Which is, and it feels pretty easy to be honest. But I don't want to massively bump it up and then my back to go. I feel like I've got the form now. Who's cup opponent? We talked about that early in the stream. He or she is not really playing properly. Will the puppy get her own FPL team? Maybe. What mic do I use? The Blue Yeti. Very popular. It's like, Blue Yeti's like, for the price, it's pretty good bang for your buck. It's like 100 quid probably. Probably get it cheap in Christmas sales. Like everyone has this as their first mic on YouTube. Cheers, Critical MRK. You can go back and watch the stream. Thoughts about the new Jumanji movie? I've not seen it. What do I listen to at the gym? To be honest, I tend to just listen to the music that's on in the gym. If I'm going to do a lot of cardio, I might take my headphones and watch YouTube or something, but I tend to just listen to what's on. Like when you're lifting weights, I don't really find I need music. Like my own music. Do I like chocolates? If yes, how much to eat? Well, look at me, too much. Everywhere I go at the moment, someone's got an offer on Terry's Chocolate Orange for just €2, which is a bargain. I'm doing my best not to buy more. I've already had one this Christmas. It's not even Christmas. Martial is essential as lunchtime. Oof. Not sure about that. And you're right though. Not many people will agree on that. Blue Yeti is also good because it's USB. You don't need to buy an audio interface. That's true. Although I am thinking about getting a mic with an audio interface just to kind of play with the levels and stuff a bit. I'm having pretty big issues with this mic at the moment. It's probably the computer, but it's annoying me. Man United have not done well against teams outside the top 6. Does it concern me? It does a bit, but I'm hoping we can turn that around. Chocolates with alcohol in them, yay or nay? Absolutely nay. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Sure. Sure. Which team do I support in Ireland? I don't really. Any new games you can recommend? I'm not really playing games at all recently. So I can't really say. Just not playing any games. Something tells me about 2 minutes this chat is going to turn political. That's probably about the time we'll turn it off. You got 96 points last week. Very nice. Do I support veganism? I'm sure if people want to be vegan, I support them. Did you watch Last Christmas? I'm going to say no because I don't know what Last Christmas is. Got any unusual Christmas traditions? Not really. Not unusual anyway. Here's the big news. I am very much a like 1 p.m-ish guy for Christmas dinner, lunch, whatever you want to call it. You know, have a bit of breakfast, then get your lunch, and then eat whatever in the evening. My missus is making us do 4 p.m. and I don't know what the hell to do. For a lot of years now, apart from when I was 16 and I had my dinner at mum's and then another Christmas dinner at my girlfriend's parents' house, I've always had dinner at like 1 p.m. I don't know what to do now. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'll report back on the game week after Christmas and let you know how it was. And in non-alcoholic drink you like, Coke Zero. Coke Zero is my vice, I would say. I've got myself off normal Coke and have done for years now. But Coke Zero is still something I always drink. Still try and get plenty of water in, but I do drink Coke Zero most days. Okay, what else do we have? Martial is a good option, but I think essential. Not sure. What do I want for Christmas? I want a rank increase to 10k. Can you get me that? Cadbury's or Hershey's? Cadbury's, absolutely. What else we got here? Last Christmas is the new movie by Emilia Clarke. Oh yeah. I gotta be honest, I got no interest in watching that at all. It looks bad. The problem with Emilia Clarke as well is she's just Daenerys. Christmas Day live stream, not a chance. I am thinking about doing some kind of Q&A AMA non like FPL Christmas Day video, which I'll record beforehand. So I'm thinking 23rd team selection, 24th game week preview, 25th some kind of AMA. And then that'll be it. I'm probably doing a live stream on the FFS channel on Boxing Day. We'll see. Ian, the answer to that question is obviously never. Anything I need to know that will stop me keeping Aubameyang? No, keep him. Why not? He's been smashing it. So many goals. Am I coming to the meetup tomorrow in London? I'm not. I'm in England as well, but I'm going to visit family and friends. I honestly, looking at Twitter, I feel like the only person that is not going to that meetup. Oh god, the polls are in. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. The polls are in for the UK election. Don't want to be talking about that. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a like, all that good stuff. Check out the links in the description below. I will catch you on Sunday. I should be able to stream on Sunday. I am travelling on Sunday, but hopefully I'll be back in time. We've got a Monday game. It's Crystal Palace versus Brighton, whatever. So yeah, I'll catch you next time. Thanks very much. Goodbye.